says it's black man. We have little but our plan to give the small flames of vestment tonight. You may wonder what brought us. Was it freedom that sought us? Or were we just little looking to find?
The first rehearsal, you read this thing and you're like, huh? You know, what is this and what are we going to do with it and how am I ever going to perform it? And you just don't, you're so far from being able to see what it's going to become. As people in the cast said to me, some of it was just very foreign for them and very unlike anything they had ever done before. Right. And I thought that they just did such a beautiful job of becoming bigger than themselves and growing into that. And then I think then what happens when an audience comes and sees it is that you have to grow to watch it too. Seeing a piece of theater like this is a little bit like going to a foreign country. You know, it's like you don't know the culture, you don't know the, as they say, as she says in the elevator scene, you know, I don't know the language of this country, talking about Peru. You know, it's seeing Muller is a little bit like that. You don't know the language.
The theater of the revolution is open.
This is the resurrection of the flesh. For the worm gnaws forever, and the fire won't go out.
Is he hurrying around again? Crick crack! Now my heart is broken.
I really enjoyed working with the cast, and I think that, but you know, in case you don't know, so I'm white. So I wanted to have them perform as who they are, and then also be able to bring to them things that I could give to them because of who I am, because of my history with Muller, because of my history working in the black community, our long history there, you know, because of my history in the theater, all the things that I've done and Castillo has done. I was very touched by how open they were to that and by how I think that they were like 200% behind the play and behind the production, and you know, became more and more like that as the process went on.
The nags, that's us! Do you feel the spurs in your flesh? Our riders have their baggage, the dead victims of terror, pyramids of death! Do you feel the weight? They're getting heavier with every delve, that crinkly ganglia of our brain!
Well, I think the cast does an incredible job at performing all different characters, including performing, you know, the racism and the brutality of, you know, on the stage. And I think they came to understand what this play is saying and what the production is saying, and so I think that they understood, like any sophisticated person would, that the performances of the brutality and the racism and the oppression and these things are in service of an overall statements being made about these things. So the more you perform those, the more you're making a you know, a statement about the failure of these revolutionary efforts to change those things and to relieve, you know, free people from the horrors of their lives.